So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of this document. We're just going to walk through it. And if you have any questions, basically just ask us. Jay is here to kind of give you some ideas on the campus level. He's more familiar with some of the rooms and stages. And I'm here we've been in all the brainstorming. I've been in all the brainstorming meetings with Brandon, Angie, Pastor Rick when we've met with him. And so we just want to give you guys as much as we can so you guys know what to expect and how you guys can pull off Easter at your campus. So if y'all want to, y'all can open that doc. Did all of y'all get it, or at least have the link?
Yeah, I'm in it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got it.
Cool. So we're just going to walk through it. So the theme isn't going to necessarily make a difference for any of you guys, but just so you're aware, one of the biggest things that we're going off of this year is the song "So Will I." That's going to be kind of our big narrative / big element in our service. And so Pastor Rick's theme or his message is going to come from a lyric in that song. You can tell at the top, "I can see." He's just going to talk about, it says, "I can see your heart in everything you've made. I can see your heart in everything you say. I can see your heart in everything you've done." And so basically we're going to take that lyric and that phrase, and Pastor Rick's going to craft a message out of that. So that won't really pertain to anything that we're going to do service-wise as far as a production team, but as you go down on page 2 there, you'll see some of the graphic content, just so you're aware and can see the direction we're headed. I think promo started last weekend, so some of y'all may have seen some of these. The top one there, the top 2 are service, promo, social media, of course, on the right, and then there's the welcome walkway banner type deals and connect cards, whatever else is elongated print. Those will be what those are for. So there'll be several different options. We'll send those out probably in a week and a half or 2 weeks, for just in time for you guys' rehearsals. And just let us know if y'all have any issues. We did change some font stuff, some font, some thickness, because it was a little bit hard to read last week. So, Jay, you've had a chance to look through this. Do you want to walk through the service order with them? Do you want me to?
I think it would be helpful if you do, because I have some questions when we start, and then
Cool.
I can probably just chime in.
Right. So what we've been doing, I don't know, David, how familiar you are with these documents or even Holden and Bo. What you'll see here is 2 options. Sometimes we'll have 2 options, sometimes we'll have 3. But on option 1 will be more of a full service for Conway and Little Rock, the ones that we're going to do. And then Brandon and the worship team pretty much assembles a less involved, easier service option as far as music for campuses that may not have the ability to pull off some more complicated elements. And so basically this is an idea. I know each campus has the ability to schedule their own worship songs. I know they have criteria that they have to meet for Easter. And so your set may look different, but it'll probably follow one of these order examples. So you may not have any questions on that. But as far as the pre-service stuff goes, I'll just walk through service here. Pre-service, brand new guest video. I don't even know that will be made. They've been working a lot on the Easter video and the countdown. And so that brand new guest video will basically just be a warm, welcoming type video that we can play pre-service to give guests that are sitting in the room just some information as they're just sitting there waiting on service to start. And so the Easter vision, yep.
On that, will that be something that would be campus-wide, or is that Conway GLR?
It will be generic.
Specific? Okay.
I don't know how generic. So it'll be, "Hey, welcome to church." I don't know all the info that they were planning on putting in that.
Okay.
I know the debate has been, how generic do we make it? If we make it too generic, it doesn't really work for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the MC pretty much says the same thing every week. So
right.
Is it even worth saying? So if we do end up making it, they may gear it more towards Conway and Little Rock. If not, then it's
okay.
Yeah, it won't matter. So the Easter countdown video, we haven't done a countdown video in quite a while. Some of you guys may still be playing some of the ones we created earlier.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be. Says Jay. But there is a new 2-minute countdown video that we're creating. So I don't have a look. I'm supposed to see the first rough cut tomorrow. So hopefully next week we'll be able to share with you guys a little bit of what that looks like. So
will the countdown video just be for Easter, or is it something we're bringing back after Easter?
Specifically for us, it will be just for Easter. I know some campuses prefer having a countdown video. So it's
there's a little bit of debate on, and I think we'll at some point probably need to get some clarification. I do know at one point it was supposed to be something that was church-wide that we were supposed to be doing until we came up with a new one. I think that came from Pastor Rick. That could have changed because I know some campuses are still playing them. I think what he communicated to us was that we should hold off playing them until we update them so it doesn't feel like we're doing the same thing every week. And then when we do the same thing every week, it doesn't become a countdown video. It's just something people look over. So that could have changed. I'm not 100% sure on that. Free may know more on that.
Yeah. Cool. I do not. I know that for special services like this, we normally do a lot more video. So countdown will be specifically, we will only play it during Easter. That's what I know. And so we may bring it back on special weekends, but I think playing the same countdown over and over and over and over again gets pretty mundane. So for you as a campus, you may decide to play at Easter and then bring it out every now and then when you have a service that calls for a countdown setting up an element.
And I do think, I believe that Creative is working on one that would play later on too. That would be just a new one for the year.
A generic, yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Brandon, hello. How are you?
Good.
Hello.
Oh, hey, there it is.
My boy.
So B Schatz is here. Brandon, we're basically just getting into service order. So we just talked about the countdown video. So if you have any thoughts as we work through the worship set, just holler at us. So
okay.
So Conway Little Rock, specifically, we're going to do a set, How He Loves, Oh How He Loves You, Alive in Me, basically 2 songs. Campuses have the ability to do any combination. I think that some of the worship pastors are working on that. But we're not doing really anything creative throughout that process. So we'll go into welcome with the campus pastor. Brandon, do you know of anybody doing a service layout way different than this?
No, but I haven't gone through everybody's service order.
Okay, great. So it'll probably be very similar to this. And then right after welcome, we're planning on going into the special song that we're doing for Easter in So Will I. And so what this video, basically we're creating a full-length video for this video, or for the song. So when the song starts, we'll play the video. I know recently we haven't been doing click track in the video. I'm not opposed to doing that. I feel like we've kind of gone back and forth on what's easier for campuses. In this one, there will be some graphic, for us, there will be some motion graphic elements, which leads me to think that we should probably do click track, but I don't know for campuses what's easiest. So that's where I would love y'all's input in that. Campuses have the ability to. Is that something they usually use?
Yeah, I think we should be at a point where, if not, we could probably get to a point. I think we are that it is helpful to have a click track, because I know there was some guessing on the one for Christmas, just trying to figure out the best timing for it. And I think every campus may have started at a different point and still ended up, I think they all hit it as far as all the ones we went to. But I know it was a big question on when we actually started. So I think a click track would be helpful for sure. And each campus should have the ability to to get at least the click coming out of one of those channels. So.
Nice. Cool. Any thoughts on Bo and all you guys that are actually using all the equipment?
Yeah, so I know in the past it's been good to just have the option of both. If we do like it with the click, or if we do not like it, just running the video, because if like we can't quite sync it up the right time, then we've thrown in the click track before. I think last time we did it was, just probably like Noel for Christmas.
Yeah.
2016, I think is the last time I remember. And so, but it was good to have the option of a click as well. I'm not sure how much harder that is for you guys to make one of each, but.
Well, it's not that much harder. It's just something we have to be intentional with on the front end and all the exports that we do. So
Free. Will it have a track with it or anything?
click and yeah, So Will I does have a track. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll have click, you'll have track, and those are the only two audio channels.
Okay.
So I know that we are working on for a lot of the campuses that don't have video, there will be a full version of the video with all of the content. For Conway Little Rock, it'll look different because we'll cut between iMag and the actual video. So for you guys, y'all will have a full length video. So
Are we treating this as a worship song or as a true special song?
yeah, so this song is a worship song. We're using the footage and the video elements to support lyrically and the worship moment that it will create. So I don't know exactly how the MC pastor will set it up. B, you may be able to speak into this, but as far as I know, it will be set up like a worship song. Do you know if they're going to have them seated, B?
Well, we're going to pull it off on our end more like a special song. Like it's going to be only two people singing, and then I think they should sit.
Okay.
Because they're not, it's just, I mean, it is obviously worshipful in its field, but most people aren't going to know it unless they've just, I mean, it is on the radio at least. But it's not going to be like, let's all stand and sing this.
Right. So to answer your question, it will feel more like a special song.
But I mean, it's going to be worshipful for sure. But it's not going to be like when we go right into Beautiful Name after it. That's going to feel like where the worship set really starts, probably.
Priya, I think it would be helpful, and I don't know if Lids is still writing some of the special scripts for some of these, but if she gave an idea for our MCs on how to set it up, I think would be a huge help for those guys just on what to say in a way where they're not trying to over-explain it, but set it up enough where it makes sense. So I don't know if Creative's still writing some of those. I know Lids did that, but that would be helpful.
Yeah, we help with most of those, yeah. Okay. So quickly through the rest of the set, So Will I will be video, lyrics within the video. And then we'll go into What a Beautiful Name and then Reckless Love. Pastor Rick's message, we'll have an invitation song and then offering and dismiss. So a couple of things that we're going to do, and this will be where you guys will probably start having questions, is in that document at the bottom, we're going to use the grand piano that we used at Easter. So I don't know if you guys have any kind of shell that y'all have had created before. I know Cabot has one. I don't know about any of the other elements or any of the other campuses, sorry. If you do not and you would love to look into it or at least suggest it to your campus pastor, Brandon put together Brandon, is it a contact?
That's all I did was I put together just there's a guy at BB that did one for them, a guy at Cabot that helped with one for them. then David Bunting found a company that's a good option. That it is a company that is what they do. And then I put another company that is pretty pricey, but I mean, it's definitely professional level.
Okay, so I'm going to add these into this document, guys, just so y'all are aware. And so feel free to recommend these if y'all want to go this route. I don't know if it's something that y'all would even want to look into, but at least the option is there for you. So,
Question about the piano. When you guys have that out, is that like staying on stage for the whole thing and it's going to kind of be the centerpiece, or is it just coming out for? Okay. And then where at on y'all's stage are you going to put it? Just like smack dab in the center, or?
Yeah, so we're going to do it actually smack dab in the center. And then during the meet and greet, we're toying with the idea because we're going to have some lights set up around it, and I'm going to talk through that in just a second. But the grand piano will actually move to either stage left or right, whichever we see is the best fit for that during the meet and greet. So we just didn't want the grand piano sitting right behind Rick as he talked. So,
Makes sense.
yeah, but grand piano will be center stage for us. And then any other questions from you guys as far as the piano show goes? I know David, Abe, Holden, do y'all have something like this already? Is that something y'all are going to look into? Or?
Yeah, we've still got the one from last year, the West built.
I will say if you don't want it center stage, like if you don't have a baby grand or whatever, and you don't want to put the modern upright, the standard upright shell dead center, I think that's where we had it for Christmas would be really good. We had it more centered than we normally have the keys set up, and we kind of angled it so that you see more of the vocalist and not as much of the piano. So.
Yeah, so I know in Greenbrier we don't have a shell like that, mainly because it's just if we did, we'd have to do probably more of an upright shell than a grand piano, just because we're super limited on stage space as it is already. And it would also probably still have to sit kind of to the side rather than dead in the center. But,
right.
So that's all I got to say about it.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll put that in the document. Y'all can look at that. Contact any of those guys. I know we've had good experience. Brandon, who would you say that, like if you were to recommend somebody right now to go call, who would you say?
Well, it's hard for me to know. Like the two companies outside of the church, like I said, they're going to be the ones that deal with it the most often. But then they're probably going to be the more expensive options. And I don't know, what kind of time they have on those two.
Okay.
So I don't exactly know. But if the people around here, Justin, I thought about it. We have a couple that places may be able to borrow too. So we could talk about that later.
I didn't think about that.
I didn't either till just now.
So we do have that option. We do have maybe two B. Is that?
Yeah.
I think two. We had some created a couple years ago before we had the baby grands made that would be available. So.
But you wouldn't want to run live shots on them. I don't know if anybody else does that.
No.
They just don't look very good on camera up close. They look great from afar, just not if you were up close on a camera with them.
Yeah. So let us know if y'all are interested in those. We do have, I think, two for sure. We may have a few more. I'm not sure. But
are those more of like a grand piano?
No. Those are uprights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good to know.
Holden, if you're around, one of them's in that room that connects to the green room at Conway. It's not in the studio. It's between the green room and the studio.
So that little like room that you're walking to the studio in.
The bottom of the
Okay.
staircase.
Okay, cool.
But it won't fit a Nord, I don't think. Wait,
We've still got the Roland RD 800s, so
I think it's cut to fit like what's in. I think what you just said.
yeah. So, I mean, worst case, I could bring it up, and then if it doesn't fit, then bring it back. So,
Yeah.
cool.
We talked through stage layout for each of you guys. If you have questions as far as stage, let us know. I don't know each scenario or each campus what would work best, but Jay, you may be able to speak into that a little bit more. So if you do have questions about stage layout and keys, if y'all are going to end up doing that, let us know. So, and then the last thing, we're not doing a ton of complicated elements. Pastor Rick this year really wants to keep it not over the top. And so we're doing a few small things to make Easter feel special. And so one way that we're going to do that is lighting. So we are going to bring that metal cross back. And we're actually going to put it center stage far back, like behind the lights that we put behind the keyboard, or behind the baby grand piano. So it'll be further back in the set. And it'll be a stage piece up there the whole time. So we are going to use metal cross. It won't have any LED tape. It won't have any Christmas lights on it. It won't have anything. If it gets too dark, we'll probably put something on the cross to uplight it on the base that we built for it. But we're not going to do anything like crazy to light it up. So we're just going to want to see it illuminated a little. So I don't know how many of your campuses have the metal crosses still. I think some of them are still using it incorporated in the set. And so I don't know. Jay, do you have anything on that, or some of you guys?
No, I know some of them, like I know Cabot's is outside as their actual roll cross for their campus, and some other, I think there's still, probably a lot of them are actually still in the rooms. I know at one point Fort Smith still had theirs. Cersei's may also be outside. I can't remember, but I do think a lot of people still have their crosses.
Okay, cool. So that is one big thing that we're going to add back in. That's just an easy way to make it feel like Easter without having to add anything crazy big or a lot more work if you guys still have it. So
I would, real quick on that, I would just say if you're going to add the cross in the middle, some campuses may try to do that. I know in the past, Russellville's added theirs in the middle, but they had to take down their center screen. So just kind of be thinking about that. And last time we did this, we had a lot of questions about the best place to put them. So some campuses only have center screens. So just be thinking about the campuses. Think about that a little bit early, because if you do, you may have to move around a lot of stuff on your stage to pull it off.
yeah.
We're just waiting for those LED screens to come in that you ordered for us, Jay.
No problem. Also, I just broke my Disney fidget spinner. The princess one just broke. So
Jay, you're 33.
36.
Even worse.
Just call up Aaron Disney. He helped build a Cabot's piano show. He can help you out.
Aaron Disney. Maybe he can get you a new fidget spinner. Yeah. You just called him, maybe? Is that what you said?
That was a Disney joke.
Oh, I didn't get it, and then I made another Disney joke. And then that went over really bad, too.
Abe really likes Disney.
Yeah.
Cool. And then last, we're actually going to this is really the only thing that we're doing extra and going out and getting this year, are floor lamps to go behind the baby grand piano to kind of give it a cool feel behind him. In the bottom of that document, there's a stand. Y'all can see that there. The link to buy it, you can click on that. We got a version of those lights. You can find them way cheaper on a bunch of different websites. So we went the elongated, skinny but longer. I don't mind I mean, y'all will just have to figure out what works best for the piano or anything that y'all do. So it may not work. I know we used the umbrellas last year. A lot of campuses like that. That's a really, really cheap option. And I know a lot of our campuses haven't done Easter yet. And so those umbrellas could be a great option for some of you guys that maybe have a much smaller budget for Easter. I think we spent total on all that setup $200 or $300. So it's really doable with much less. So, Abe, what do y'all have? Are y'all planning on doing anything special for lighting?
Sorry, I'm muting. No. Like we can't. If we do the cross, we don't really have a place to put it. We'll have ensemble as well, and then with all the band. And then if we did the piano thing, we have stacked pianos, so we don't have a way to do that during that. The top piano runs our track, stuff like that. Stuff. So we're just gonna have to play around with what we have.
Okay.
Hey, one quick reminder: if you are, just don't. If you're buying stuff on a specific link, like on Amazon or stuff, just remember to buy it early. Because last time, I don't know if you guys remember, but we bought out everything on Amazon. That was the disco balls.
Yeah, Abe has some if you want them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some back. If you want 'em.
So I would just remind everyone, if you're gonna buy from links that we put on here, I would buy early.
Yeah. So, but that's all the creative elements that we're doing. There's some details as far as like what we're thinking in the Easter video down below that, but I'll let you guys kind of look at that here in just a little bit. But any questions specifically? There's no dumb question. There's a lot of campuses that will watch this later, so they're not going to have the opportunity to interact with us like y'all will. So, do y'all have any questions at all? Thoughts? Kind of.
Yeah, Bo here with a dumb question. I'm just kidding. So for the opener, "Oh, How He Loves," I forgot the name of the song or whatever. Is there anything special going on in that song? Like, is there any kind of element for it, or is it just kind of just a basic song opener?
So basically what we're doing with that, Bo, down here, this is what we're going for. Is that, and what we've told the worship guys is to think either open the service kind of in a normal way, fast song, or if you want to open it a little different, just open it with a song that a large amount of people may recognize from past experience in church. So like a hymn or something. "Oh, I Love You" and me isn't quite a hymn, but it pretty much is. And so that's why we're going with that song. We're just going to style it a little differently. I'm going to send out a little piano recording to the guys so they can kind of see a suggestion. And then also we'll put choir with it. But it's not going to be any sort of like supplemented with video or anything like that. It is going to be just more like a song to open the service.
Nice.
Hey, one thing on that, just it may help so that we're not coming straight out of the countdown video that may be high energy. I don't know if it is or not, straight into a low energy song. I think it would help campuses if in that last 30 seconds you would begin to lower your house lights during that countdown to help kind of bridge that gap a little bit, depending on how the countdown ends into that opening song.
It's a good thought, though, too, Justin, to make sure we're not going to like some Jurassic Park ending into the first one.
Out of the countdown, you're saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think. Also, Free, do you know if there will be an Easter pre-service song list?
I don't know that we normally create.
Okay. And is there any food options in the foyer or anything, like pictures or any of that? People generally ask those questions.
Not that I'm aware of. I know that campuses are doing their own Easter egg hunt, all that. That's all that I've heard.
Okay.
We haven't planned any other options that I know of. Normally, if we do give campuses an option, it'll come from this team, and then they'll have the option to choose a couple different, whatever works for their budget or their campus. So
Where do cookies?
Hey, another question for you on free service. I know in the past we've done like just purely Easter quips outside of like the normal announcements. So I think there was like I don't remember what it was a couple of years back, but it was just different names of Jesus that we kind of had for the quips. Is that something we're doing again this year, or is it just going to kind of be one supporting slide with our normal
right.
graphics?
Yeah, I think that'll be up to you guys and what you guys have coming up. But we will have, a lot like our big events we normally do, we will have thematic, probably 5, 6, 7 slides that can be rotated with different vision elements incorporated in those. So if you wanted to run specifically an Easter-themed quips, you will be able to. So, and I will tell you, those themed clips will be a majority of the lyrics from So Will I. So.
I know I kind of missed this earlier, but the acoustic version matches the big version of the video, right?
I'm sorry, for So Will I, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You're talking about that girl version, Abe?
Yeah.
I don't remember if that particular thing matches up identically, but it very easily, if it doesn't match up identically, it matches up pretty close.
Okay.
And you could make it match up is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Are you asking for the video?
Yeah. We talk about doing the acoustic version because we're not gonna open up with the low hymn. We'll open up with the fast song, so that'll be kind of our lower spot.
Okay.
I've got somebody that sounds better on it, so.
Yeah, we'll have to play with that. I'm not sure that we've thought about that yet.
Well, and just a heads up, Abe, too, if they may have a track. That's what I asked earlier, if there's a track on that. So you may just have to, you guys just may have to mute the track if it doesn't obviously fit with the acoustic version.
Yeah, you could mute the track in the house.
Yeah.
And then still run everything and make it line up.
Okay.
Right, that's what I was saying. Just use it, kill the track in the house, and then just make sure your arrangement follows that.
Okay.
We'll have to check with the lyrics on the video, though. But it may line up well enough. But if it is, and there's enough, even if one campus is doing it, it may be worth just cutting a different version with another track. I know that goes in changing shots.
I don't know what your visuals are on it. I mean, is there a possibility of running the visuals without like exact lyrics before they?
Yeah, we probably will export 2 different versions because there are some campuses that want to run their own lyrics because we won't do all lyrics. Well, I take that back. We may end up doing that because it is just a supporting video with the all lyrics. So I'm sure there may be some that are more scripty, and more animated. But we may export 2 different options. That's a good idea.
And we can look at too free, and we can look at for the campuses if they're overlaying their lyrics over the video and setting the video as a background, that maybe we still figure out you're still running them in ProPresenter, but we're putting them in the right place where they just don't overlay on whatever image that we're showing. And actually make it look like it functions and flows well versus just sometimes in the past campuses have just overlaid lyrics and that would literally overlay everything we were wanting. But it looks like if the visuals match what's down here, I know they shot a lot of time lapse and a lot of that stuff, we would have some empty space up top or on the sides or whatever to do that.
Okay.
So we could look at that.
I made a note of that. I'll talk to the video guys. And again, I haven't seen it. We just shot it this week. So here in a week and a half or 2 weeks, we'll be able to know for sure what that will look like and how it best supports you guys and the song. So I think that's it for me. Jay, do you have anything else? Campus?
No, I don't think so.
What about Spotify playlist? We gonna do anything special with that?
I'm gonna have to check in. I don't know if we normally do or not. Do y'all remember if we normally do?
Can't remember what we did last year.
Okay. I don't remember either. I'll check with that, and I I can just update Slack with these few things.
Cool.
Funny note, David, your name has somehow switched to Abe.
Abe did that.
It's crazy.
So
Hey, campuses too, if you do have questions, I think for all of us to keep up, if you would either put the questions in Slack or email us, that will help as far as us being able to respond. Sometimes they get just lost in text messages. So if you could put those on Slack, that way a number of people have the option to respond, or an email, it's a lot easier to remember and track down for everyone.
Awesome. B, any closing thoughts from you for worship?
I don't think so.
Okay. Cool, guys. Well, and we're excited about Easter. It's a little under a month away. So if you guys do have any questions, you can feel free to contact myself, Jay, Brandon, Rick Hutchinson. I know Drew Roberts is also. You can contact David Jones.
Pastor Rick.
Or wait, is that – wait. I don't know. But
Harry Bates.
yeah, call Harry specifically
Yes.
over and over and over again. So
Yep. I love it.
awesome, guys. Well, thank y'all so much. I hope this was helpful, and this will be up for recording. If you want to send this to any of your guys or any of y'all's team or whatever, so we'll have this up on YouTube soon. But awesome, thank you guys so much. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
See ya.
Bird.
See y'all
If
later.
you want to send me a new fidget spinner, I'll give you my address.